And welcome to the show. My name is Steve Schaefer.
And I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a Damn Good Time Podcast. Bingity bang. He's got it.
That might have been loud on the end there.
Fire. We're going to blast your eardrums out on the first go. This is the show where two guys sit in a basement, drink a little bit, and talk a little bit. This week, what you got to look forward to is we're going to go into listener feedback. We've got some good ones.
Always, yeah.
Yep, and we appreciate you guys participating. Instead of the weirdest thing of the week, we didn't really have weird weeks, but we're going to go into weird stories from our past. Maybe getting into a little Hitler.
Oh, my goodness. And horse pee.
and some horse pee. Hitler and horse pee. What else would you want? Then we're going to do some samples. We've got some Corona beers, some Hornitos tequila, and we're going to touch on our top 5 favorite 90s comedies.
Talk about a tough one to filter through. And I kept going back into the 80s a lot, too, which was tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some good ones, and I feel like we're going to cross over a lot, so this is going to be a tougher one for us.
We're going to steal a lot of each other's. That's the big thing.
Yep.
And I had to do a lot of research just to make sure I was still in the 90s, because some of mine were towards the end and more in the 2000s. Some of the others were a little too early in the 80s, so I had to hone in and make sure it was 90s only. But right. I've got a great list.
Absolutely, me too.
Got a great list. So, without further ado, let's get into it. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I wasn't so much earlier this week. I think I just got a cold or flu or something. Kind of put me down for the beginning of the week, but feeling good today. So
yeah,
can't complain. How you doing?
That's I'm myself getting over a little cold.
Yeah.
For some reason though, I thought it was gone, but it's migrated into my head and my sinuses.
Yeah, I mean, same.
Just a big old stupid headache.
So we sound a little nasally this one. It might be like, I'm verklempt.
I got a new hat.
Oh, you did.
I don't know how that looks on camera, but I have a new hat.
Yeah.
Because I'm currently in the process of growing out the hair.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got a big old bald spot back there. And I want to see, maybe I'm not as bald as I thought I was, but try and bring the hair back. That's one thing that sucks about getting old is you lose your hair, and I miss having hair.
Right.
I look so much better with hair. So, yeah. I got a new hat for now, and then eventually the hair gets longer, and then you guys will see it.
Get it back. I'm losing hair as well. It's hair, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares? We're married.
Right. Yeah. I don't need to impress anybody except for my wife, and somehow she still loves me. I don't get it, but
could run your fingers through my 6 hairs.
Yeah,
awesome.
yes. Anything else new with you? Anything cool going
on? Not a whole lot new. Just weather's breaking, which is very nice.
Yes.
Just enjoying a little warm weather. You can crack the windows. Snow's melting here in Ohio, where we're from.
Yeah.
We got dumped on there in the last few weeks, and it was just cold and frozen and everything. It was people ice fishing, and now...
And we finally hit 40 degrees and some sunshine, and I haven't felt better.
I had dreams about putting my dock and boat in last night. So,
that's awesome. Yeah, it means you're ready to go. You're ready for summertime, sunshine, all that good stuff.
Get geared up, so...
Kind of the theme of why sipping Coronas, and we're going to drink some tequila, because Coronas and tequila are definitely warm weather beverages for 100%. Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Obviously, I love Jack Daniels. I'll drink that all the time. I like beer. You drink that all the time. But you got to get the Coronas for summertime, and then tequila's. Tequila's always good, but it's more of like the let's party on a beach type vibe.
Cracking Ronas on the boat, which now Rona has 2 meanings.
Yeah.
Cracking Coronas on the boat's always good.
We got Corona beer, not the coronavirus.
Exactly.
Not the coronavirus. Which that's still a thing. I hope that doesn't fuck up our summer.
Well, it's always good. You can always go on the boat, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'd be so pissed if we go out there and all of a sudden the Rangers put on a fucking mask. What?
Yeah,
put on a mask. Stay 6 feet. If they start policing that at the lake, I'm gonna lose.
As long as you're drinking, you don't have to wear a mask. So pretty much on the lake we don't stop.
Because that's the rule. If you're actively drinking or eating, And I'm always actively drinking or eating.
Yeah. So keep the Yeti cups full of which you're not allowed to drink on our lake, but we keep them full of beverages that we sip on.
We don't drink on the lake. Not at all. So this episode, we're going to try and keep it a little shorter. Last one we heard we were too long, which it was. It was an hour and 45 minutes long. I think final edit, like maybe an hour 43.
Yeah, we had a few issues too. But
yeah, hopefully we fixed the audio. Cody was low, I was high, but I think that was an overcorrect from the first episode because Cody was high, I was low. So hopefully we got a good even keel on our audio levels. Let us know how we sound.
Yeah, and then towards the second half of that episode, Cody was also a little peeled, and some rambling started, and I think that's what helped the episode go a little bit longer.
Right. Right. Cody felt that miner's breakfast.
That miner's breakfast hit me like a ton of bricks halfway through. Yeah, we took a little break in the mid, and by the time I came back, I was like, okay, let's keep going.
He was definitely ready to go work in mine.
Yeah, we're gonna try not to do that again, but I can't make any promises.
Yeah, like that's one thing we said last time. Like both of us when we were recording, we're like, I don't give a shit if it goes 2 hours.
Right.
But we found out listenership does give a shit if we go 2 hours. It's easier for people to listen to if they have to only commit 1 hour of their day to it.
I know, but our problem is, and I don't think a whole lot of people care about that. Our friends and family might care about that a little bit more because they're probably like, I just want to get it done so I can say I listened to it. But we get stuck on a topic sometimes, and we will go. We'll go with topic for hours.
There's no stopping.
That's real life shit there. So yeah.
No stopping us. What else? Oh, I want to pull back something I said on the first episode. So if you listen to the first episode, I did say that Carl does not like boy band Sundays.
That's
Turns
true.
out he did give me some feedback. He actually owned the first Backstreet Boys album. So Carl does like boy bands. So I just wanted to make that clear. Like, that's one thing.
Sorry,
sure.
Carl.
Yeah, that's one thing for sure. If you catch us in a lie, tell us about it and we will straighten it up. Like, I'm not a liar. You're not a liar. We want to be completely honest with you guys. So,
or I'll talk in circles like some people know until you believe my lie.
Right. until his truth is your truth.
Yeah, and then you go, oh yeah, that makes sense. And at the end of it, I go, maybe.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what I thought. At least. And then, last little piece of listener interaction, Little Joe. Remember old Little Joe from the Lighthouse Bistro?
Little Joe, not so little anymore, but we had to refer to him as Little Joe because we had another older Joe working there, and then he came in. And he was just a little kid when he started there.
Old Joe we called him Old School, right?
Old School, yeah.
And Little Joe, he was a tiny little boy, skinny little dude.
Yeah.
And he started as a dishwasher, ended up running through the ranks through our line and became like a pretty badass saute cook. Like, I was surprised the transformation he took. And then even now, the dude's like a super fucking like bodybuilder, weightlifter guy.
yeah. And he's been talking to us a lot since we started, giving us feedback. And then he also wants to start his own podcast now. So he's like, we gave him the motivation to, he's been thinking about doing it. And he's like, I didn't want to take any of your guys' thunder. And he's like, not that he's going to be doing it about, physical health and well-being. But I'm like, yeah, we're going to probably be on the opposite end of that spectrum.
Well, maybe one of these days, whenever a budget adds in another mic, we can get him in here and bullshit with us.
Absolutely,
too,
absolutely.
Because he's a decent dude. I've always loved working with him, hanging out with him. But he requested some Lighthouse Bistro stories.
Yeah.
So the first one that came in my mind is whenever I first came back, because I've worked at that restaurant actually 3 different times.
Right.
So whenever I came back to be the sous chef, I started working there, started meeting people. I think it was probably within like first couple weeks. They were making mashed potatoes, and they boiled Yukon Gold potatoes. And I think it was Little Joe went back, and he dumped them out in a strainer to strain all the water off. And there was just these hot, mushy potatoes there. And then Little D, this other dude, another little, we had
2 little guys.
We had 2 little guys. Little D grabbed one and just threw it straight at Little Joe. Smacked him right in the forearm.
I remember that, yeah.
Which, to my surprise, it burnt him pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Anybody knows you take like a potato out of boiling water and like they're sitting there for a while. Even if they're sitting there for a while, you can touch the outside, but as soon as you crack that in the middle, it's like still hot
And
steam.
and all that starch is sticky, so it like stuck to his arm like glue. And I thought for sure like he was gonna wipe it off and he'd just have a red mark. But lo and behold, he wiped it off and he peeled a blister. So he's got a 2nd-degree burn at that point.
At least, yeah.
Right. And this is, this is the second kitchen that I actually managed. And so being new, I'm like, well, what's the proto here? Like, how do we need to fill out an accident report? Like, are you okay? And Lil Joe's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, do we need to fill out an accident report or something to document it? And fucking Lil D looks at me and says, no, we don't need to fill out an accident report. I did that shit on purpose. I lost my shit. Like, what? It's like, that's no accident. I did that on purpose. Like, get the fuck out. Okay. All right. Well, I guess just duct tape some paper towels on it. You're going to be fine.
Full intention. Just, I burnt the shit out of him. I don't give a shit. It was hilarious.
I did that shit on purpose.
But those two are bros, too. I think they hung out a lot and stuff. And,
yeah, they were definitely buddies.
Yeah, so, obviously, I mean, I'm sure Little Joe was, he got a 2nd-degree, 3rd-degree burn on his arm.
I mean, he's fine.
But he was fine.
Yeah.
But he might still have a scar.
He came through. Like, don't worry about it. He didn't die or anything. Like, he came through.
But yeah. And knowing, if you knew Little D, he had just quick little comebacks like all the time. Like, he just kind of spoke whatever he felt like saying all the time.
Quick off the top of his head.
Quick off the top of his head.
And it was always pretty funny. Like, there's never a dull moment with him. There's never really a dull moment with Little Joe either. Like, it was always funny.
I can give another story about projectiles and Little Joe and the restaurant and all of that. So
Another bistro story.
So just to preface it, me and Steve worked at the bistro together. We kind of talked about it in the first episode, but we worked there for how many years? I don't know how many years we worked together, but he was, like you said, he was on and off. I was there. We both started from the bottom and now we're here, basically, story.
Yeah.
But we were both co-managers at that point. I was more front of the house manager. He's back of the house manager.
Yep. We ran the shit out of that place.
Yeah. And, but we had some downtime occasionally, weekdays, during school and stuff before the lake, got popping and everything with that.
We'd get bored.
We get bored sometimes. We'd do what we'd have to do. We probably could have did more productive things, but we also decided that we would one time I found this PVC pipe in the back.
Yep.
And we had a Coca-Cola machine that has CO2 tanks, and the PVC threaded on to the end of a Coca-Cola CO2, like a giant tank, 50-pound tank, I think that is, or whatever.
Right.
Threaded right on it, perfect.
Yeah.
So I basically made an air cannon.
Yes.
We decided we would start launching things out of the air cannon into boxes of bread in the back. Sorry, old boss, if you ever listen to this, but we did some
days and we had fun.
The funnest one we did, I think, was pretzel rods. We were shoving pretzel rods in there.
Yep.
And ejecting them out, and they'd hit things so fast. I mean, the rod would explode in a million pieces.
Just dust. Just immediately turn into dust.
And
they tumbled funny too. Like they didn't shoot out like an arrow. Once it hit its target, it was already sideways. Like it was tumbling.
It was
through
flying.
the air.
Yeah. And Lil Joe came around the corner. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Oh, we're throwing pretzel rods." And he's like, "We're like,
it was probably
we were like, we're shoot one at you." And he's like, you shoot one at me, I don't give a shit. And
right, because I don't think we even had to like butter him up or be like, "Oh yeah, we'll buy you lunch," or "Oh, you can leave 15 minutes earlier." Yeah, you can take it. He was just like, "Sure, I'll do it."
Oh, and that thing flew out of there, and he was probably, I don't know, 50 feet away, 40 feet away. And that smashed him in the back, and I just seen him immediately almost half crumble to the ground.
Big old red weld on him.
And then you said you would step up and do it too.
Yeah.
And you did it, and yours landed, I think, even more perfectly to where you lifted your shirt up, and you literally had a pretzel rod red mark straight like across your back.
Like that.
Yeah.
Boom.
And it just exploded. There wasn't even like a piece left. It was like disintegrated.
Right.
And then we had skewers, and we made skewer projectiles out of it.
We even we shot cherry tomatoes across the lake.
Oh yeah, dude, those things zoomed across the lake.
Would go. Those cherry tomatoes probably at least 150 yards. At least.
And then remember, I figured out cornstarch was flammable, and we loaded up a bunch of cornstarch and held a blowtorch at the end, and it made a huge fireball. Do not try this at home. We are certified retarded kitchen people.
Yeah, but
special kitchen people.
That's what. Remember when we figured out the magic of cornstarch?
Yes.
A, it's flammable. B, you mix it with equal parts liquid, and it becomes the weirdest. What do they call it? Like non-Newtonian fluid, where it's like a solid if you
mess with it.
If you mess with it enough, but it's still a liquid. Yeah. Cornstarch. Look it up. Play with cornstarch. It's fun. It's
I'm pretty sure I've seen videos online where people like run across to pull a cornstarch liquid. Like you can literally like walk on top of it.
Yeah.
But if you sit there, you'll just right down into it.
I think that, because that was a video where just literally running across it. It held all their weight and stuff. So
yeah, we were busy all the time.
Yes. We were always productive. Yeah. We were always running a good restaurant. We never fucked around. We never had fun.
Never.
Not at all.
And that will be our last story. Nope.
No, we're gonna have a lot more.
We got a lot more.
We're gonna have a lot more.
We'll talk about D-Day one day. That'll be a good one.
Oh yeah, the DOD.
Yeah, we'll save that one. We gotta save that one.
We're gonna talk about DOD. We gotta talk about macaroni.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about my shellfish allergies.
Yeah.
Naps in the office.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of fun stuff coming up about that.
Oh man.
But yeah, so shout out to you, little Joe. Thanks for bringing that up. I hope that kind of tickled your curiosity. For now, we're getting a lot more of that.
Come around and see what pretzel rods feels like again.
Yeah, maybe that's a bit we do one day. We recreate the CO2 cannon.
Yeah, we'll be bad YouTube video, I guess.
Right. It'll make for good content. Yeah. We need to be content providers. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories we have from there. I mean, it's just, we spent so much time there. I spent, 12 years of my life in that restaurant doing everything. So we worked hard and we played hard too.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I even worked there for my summer internship from culinary school, and it was a completely different restaurant.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated it. I even told myself, I'm never working at this place ever again. This is bullshit. I hate everything about this place. And then whenever I graduated college, it was Tyler's mom, Sue. She was like, oh, you should go to the Lighthouse and check it out. And lo and behold, it was a completely different restaurant. Nate Mushrush started, shout out to him.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Jason opened it, and it was a completely different place. And I learned a lot more. I did a lot more. Then moved to Cleveland. And then, so I've worked at that place 3 times, and I still feel like if it ever comes up for sale, that's going to be our restaurant. Like,
yeah, I know. I still feel like
I don't understand what it is about that place. So the first time I worked there, I said I'm never going to fucking work there again, and now all I want to do is go back. So
yeah, we had such a great time.
Yeah,
just with us running it and everything. But
it's a great place.
Oh, hell, I don't know if I could do it again, but I'd try.
Right. Yeah. I have a cushy job where I work 40 hours a week, 4 10s, and I don't do shit.
Yeah. Do we want to go back to 70 hours a week? I don't know.
Why the fuck do I want to go back? Am I crazy? We're crazy.
Yeah,
We're a little crazy, but... Okay, so let's move on. Yep. Normally, this is the part where we do the weirdest thing that happened to us this week, but... we both kind of talked, and we didn't really have a weird week.
Yeah, like I said, I was kind of sick and down at the beginning of the week, so like I didn't get to get out much. I stayed home a few days because I just, my job was go around and meet with people. And especially with the climate now. I mean, you could say that's a weird thing, is because like normally you got a cold, I would be down a day. Yeah. Or like cold or flu or whatever I had, I'd be down a day, and then I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine, and I'd go out the next day. But now. Yeah, I don't want to be around somebody with the sniffles because you don't know. You don't know how they feel.
Yeah, you can't cough now without anybody going like, "Oh, Rona."
Right.
Oh my God, he's sick. Like,
yeah, exactly. So we both talked and decided it would be a better idea. Let's bring something back from our past, something that flashed back to us this week for some reason.
I don't know what made me think of it. I think it's cancel culture in general, but mine came up because of that.
Like, yeah, let's hear it. Get it.
I would have been in 4th or 5th grade, probably 4th. I touched before that I'd switched school districts a lot, so this would have been when I was at Bolivar Elementary. And we had to do a report. It wasn't really a book report. but it was just more of a presentation. So you had to stand up and talk to people in front of the class. So
Right.
kind of gets you good at public speaking, which hopefully I mastered that because now I'm doing public speaking. But it was on points in history, and I forget, like, I don't even remember what some of the other people's were, but it wasn't something you choose. So it's not like I picked this. They just assigned you a subject, and mine was Hitler. So
Did they not like you?
No, because I even think John, not going to say his last name, but I think he got it too. Like they just ran out of
multiple people got Hitler.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. So this is even the weirder, fucked up part about it is there were two children on the same day doing a presentation dressed as Hitler.
What?
And when I say dressed as Hitler, it's not like we came in plain clothes and just stood in front of the class and talked to him about I'm Hitler.
With a little Sharpie mustache.
Yeah. My mom took her mascara and gave me the Hitler stash. I had fucking swastikas on my arms. Like I had like a tan shirt, and then we made like a red band out of
Oh my god!
yeah, made a red band around my arm out of construction paper, and then the white circle in the middle with a Sharpie fucking swastika on it. I was Hitler in 4th grade. And nowadays, people get canceled for so much less than that. Like,
Yeah, no.
I don't understand it. I don't understand how I was able to get away with that then, and now all of a sudden, like, oh yeah,
They would take down your Facebook page, right?
we might even get canceled for me just talking about.
I know.
It now. Like, so maybe we shouldn't be talking about this on this. Our shows is going to get canceled before it even gets found.
So what was the premise? Like, what did you have to talk about? Did you have to talk about Hitler?
Like World War II facts and what Hitler did, and I didn't like it's so far back I don't remember exactly what I said, but I think it was more like,
Wow.
I was born in this, and I ran Germany, and I didn't like Jews or something like.
Was it all like dictators and like weird things, or was it like like did everybody like was there other normal people like had like here's George Washington?
Because I was even talking to Sarah about this, because it came up, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I was like, what's the chick that got lost? She was gonna fly, Amelia Armstrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what she said. She's like, yeah, I was Amelia Armstrong. So it was just like
Amelia
error. Yeah.
Amelia Earhart.
Yes, not
Because
Armstrong.
Armstrong is
Neil.
you just mixed
Yeah.
two people that went places.
Two different. I mixed up two different people that flew a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it was just iconic people from history, I guess.
I'm glad I got that one. We would have got bashed on Twitter. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes.
One, never gonna happen nowadays.
No. That's not going to be allowed.
No, that kid would get seen in the streets and maybe get hurt. That'd
I'm
be
surprised I
bad.
didn't get beat up.
It's a different time, man.
Yeah.
Different time.
It's literally like,
What if you went a little bit further in the past? It would have been a different time.
it was the
too.
90s.
I don't know.
That was the 90s. It was
That's-
literally like 30 years ago.
That's
25
scary.
years ago.
That's scary that your history teacher was okay with that too.
Well, because it wasn't even a history teacher. It
Oh,
was
I guess
just
you
like
had
the
one
grade
general teacher,
it
right?
was the
Yeah,
grade
yeah.
teacher.
Wow.
And so much so that they had.
So you went through your whole day dressed as Hitler?
Yeah.
Like you showed up at school as
Showed
Hitler.
up.
You left school as Hitler.
Yeah.
You got home and then changed.
And then I even had to like scrub off the mustache. Like I had to get my mom's makeup remover soap stuff.
Wow.
Because regular soap doesn't take mascara off your face, so I had to get even like the.
I wish I was your parent then, and I would have been like, "Honey, we're going to Walmart. I gotta go get some milk.
Well,
Will you run in and get me some milk? Here's a 20."
And it's so weird that was normal too. Like if my kid came home, say Henry or Parker comes home tomorrow, and they go, "Oh, I got to do a school presentation."
Yeah.
Dressed as Hitler. Like, I'm gonna call the fucking teacher. Like, there's no way I can send my kid to school
No, it's
dressed
not.
as Hitler.
You can't. We can't even fathom that.
Like,
now.
are you sure? And the teacher's like, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm like, really? And they're like, okay, sure. And then I'm like, well, I'm not gonna dress him up as it and get on the bus. And he can change. I'm gonna pack it in his bag and he can change when he gets there. Like,
We're getting a real sensitive subject here right now, talking about like like the PG-ism of the world and like what you can and can't do.
Right.
Because, my mind right now, I'm thinking, hell no, you can't do that. But then I do your parents, and your parents are great people. Yeah. Like,
wonderful people.
But then I look at it, I'm like, I guess, if you're going to talk about it, you got to know what it looks like. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully there were some Joseph Stalins and some other weird people.
I can't. Well, my memory focuses mainly on what I had to do, and I didn't think about anybody else because I was nervous.
Well, you weren't old enough to even remember any of it. You know what I mean?
So I don't even know who. Well, I do know.
Hopefully, maybe you made the impact. Maybe 2 Hitlers.
Because I do remember John. He was dressed as Hitler too, and I even remember looking at him like, "Man, your outfit's a lot cooler than mine." You look more like Hitler than I
got more swastikas on you, bro.
I was jealous of a dude because he looked more like Hitler than I did.
Did your mom dye your hair black?
Jesus Christ!
Right, because you're playing get up costume. You have no idea, right? At that age, you really don't know that much. I mean, a little bit. Like Hitler's bad,
Right.
Hitler's bad,
right?
But you don't know what the hell you're doing, and you want to look like this guy in the picture.
I wanted to get an A.
Yeah,
I wanted to get an A. So,
did you get an A?
I think so. I mean, I didn't get an A. Maybe a B. Well, as you can tell, I'm a pretty good public speaker, so I'm not too shy whenever I get in front of people. So that probably helped because I think that's really all it was.
I'm going to check this house for copies of Mein Kampf now, just so you people know. I will warn us and tell everybody to run away if we have
to. I'm cool with all cultures and all peoples. I don't want to eradicate any one specific.
All right.
But yeah, enough about Hitler. Let's hear.
We can jump into mine now.
Let's hear your weird story from the past.
So I was just thinking today because when we came up with this topic, I was driving through my Thursdays. I normally drive through Amish country, like I did last week when I was talking about the child almost ran over,
a little kid,
or the week before, the first week. And my wife's like, "You shouldn't talk about Amish. They're like half your customer base." I'm like, "Not really,
no,
but it's okay." And if they do watch this podcast, I have nothing against you. Just don't watch out for your children. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Mind your kids.
But I see the horse and buggies. So the horse and buggies remind me of a story. And I wasn't a kid then. I wasn't a kid in this one. I will preface that.
But it's stuff from your past. So.
It's stuff from my past. I worked on an island called Mackinac Island in Michigan. Mm-hmm. It's a non-motorized vehicle island. So they don't let any cars on there besides emergency vehicles. Mm-hmm. And besides that, there's golf carts on the golf course where I worked, but that's it. The only way you get around is a bicycle or horse and buggy. We'd call taxis, like if you go out to the bar.
Yeah.
And I'd sneak in underage to the bars, and they'd buy me drinks and stuff.
So no motors.
Right. So I forget what happened. I think we walked down as a group. And if you didn't lock your bike up, your bike got stolen. It was just the fact of the matter. But you would find it. You would find it at the next location.
Well, basically, somebody borrowed it.
Somebody borrowed it. Because you can't really steal it because you can't drive around on it all day because somebody's going to see it again. They just borrow it, bring it back.
It was like at the next bar down the road or whatever.
Oh, yeah. We went down to the bar that night, and I was getting fed drinks. I think I was 18 or 19. I was getting fed drinks, and I had one too many.
Yeah.
I go out, my bike's gone.
Oh.
So I'm a little upset.
That's shitty.
But I see a bike with no seat, because if you forgot your key, your next best thing was to do, if you forgot your lock, next best thing you do is you just take your seat off and nobody's going to steal your bike, right?
Unless you're in that sort of thing, there's just a post and you just sit on it.
Unless your bike just got stolen and you're a little upset and you see your bike there and you say, I'm going to take this one back and I'll bring this one back. I'm going to bring it back, but I'll put it down here, find my bike. So I decided to take this bike with no seat. And I'm getting to why Amish country reminds this with horse and buggies.
Did you sit on it?
I did not sit on it.
Okay.
I was just going to stand up and ride it. Well, there's one giant hill I have to go up. Like, it's a giant hill, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit inebriated, not going to lie.
Right.
I'm pedaling us up this hill, and then I don't remember anything. Okay.
You just black out.
I blacked out.
That's
Well, here's what happened, because I had my friends with me, and they told me the whole story. I was pedaling up the hill. I had some old jeans on that were frayed.
Yeah.
I'm standing up the whole time.
Yeah.
They got caught in the chain. I got to the very top of the hill, and it caught my pants, and I went head first into the pavement.
Yeah.
I'm bleeding everywhere.
Ate shit.
They grab me up, like I'm kind of incoherent. They throw me on a taxi. Taxi gets halfway back to where we're supposed to be going. One of the horses falls over. It happens.
Yeah.
Didn't like how they treat the horses there sometimes, but whatever.
Another story, another time.
I jump off and start walking, they said.
Yeah.
I get back. I'm all messed up. Don't know what happened. They, a nice, she was an old lady, but older than me, probably in her 40s or late 30s, or I don't know. At that time, I'm 19.
Right, yeah, you're a young cat.
She took me back to my room, apparently. I wake up, stark ass naked.
Yes, actually.
No.
Oh, okay.
There ain't no way I was doing anything. Trust me. There ain't no way I was doing anything. Trust me. But I wake up, but I was thinking, I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, right.
I got a road rash on my face.
Ugh.
My clothes are in a pile on the floor.
Yeah.
I grab them. They're all soaking wet. They smell like pee. I don't know if you prefaced this from the beginning, but I said horse piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the horse piss story.
So, you get to the top of this mountain, this hill. I'm going to call it a mountain because it's a big-ass hill, right?
Yep.
The buggies would go up there, too. They would stop and give the horses a break. Guess what happens when you do a little bit of exercise and sometimes you want to stop? You take a pee.
You rock a piss.
So, I, with no seat, scooted all the way up to the top of the hill, probably flew up there because I was a little drunk.
Got your jeans caught.
Got my jeans caught face first into an ocean of horse piss. Ocean. It was probably fresh.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And then they probably threw me on that buggy.
The same one where the horse pissed.
From the horse.
Yeah. The horse is sitting there.
Can't even imagine the people on there. And then the horse fell over, and then I got upset, and I ran away. And somebody's like, who's going to pay for him? Because I probably had ruined their seats.
Yeah.
And then I wake up in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. You rolled around in horse piss and then sat in their buggy.
Yeah. It was bad.
Ugh.
It was bad.
That sounds awesome.
But for a second, I picked up my jeans and they were wet. And I'm like, oh, God, did I pee myself?
The funny thing is, some people pay for that.
Yeah, all right. I first picked up my jeans. And I was like, oh, man, did I piss myself? And I picked up my shirt and my hoodie. And I'm like, why is everything's wet? And then I got it close to my face. I'm like, oh no, that's horse piss.
Yeah.
That's not human.
Well, I'm sure,
That's
yeah.
not human.
I'm sure you can tell at least, like, that's definitely not my piss.
Yeah, I threw those clothes away.
Yeah.
I
Probably
was not washing them.
the wise idea.
Yeah. The pants almost got me killed anyway. So, I mean, I probably got a concussion out of that. I don't know. And I got woke up in the morning by somebody pounding somebody pounding on the door that I had to go to work, too. And I was late for work as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Scarred face.
Did you at least get time to take a shower? Or did you just
no.
That'd be funnier if you was like, well, my clothes are covered in piss, but they came to get me, so I just put on my clean clothes and just went.
I worked at the golf course. I had to be the first one there. Like, we were the first people there at work in the morning.
Yeah.
We had to be there at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Yeah.
We rotate shifts. And then we left at like 7 p.m. Like, I worked a lot of hours there.
Right.
Like 6-7 days a week.
Well, because most service industry, anything service industry, whether it's
food
or golf or like stuff like that. Like,
I was late 3 days
out of
the
the shit out of you.
Yeah, I was late 3 hours a week. I'm like, I didn't care because it's like, do you see my paychecks with 110, 120 hours a week? Like,
right.
It's like, I don't. Yeah.
You try and tell me I didn't work enough, motherfucker?
But I mean, I was letting down some of the other guys there. I felt bad about that. But in the same fact, too, I was like,
yeah, that's actually.
You're not going to find somebody to replace me right now.
That's honestly one of the biggest things when you work in service like that. It's when you call off or you show up late, you're not necessarily worried about the business or the owner. You're more worried about the fact that, like, I just fucked off that dude. He had to do more work because I wasn't there. Like, you kind of become a tight-knit little family like that. So
I'd give him a better shift next week. And, I'd take all the crap shifts for when I had to.
Where you say, like, hey, bro, I know you got that date. Leave early. I'll cover everything. Or,
until some days I came in real rough, and I was like, dude, let me take the back nine.
Right.
I need to go back there and just chill. And he's like, come on, damn it. And I'm like, you can have the rest of the week. And he's like, all right.
Yeah. You're covered, bro.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, that's the weirdest, even though it's not the weirdest.
Nazis and horse piss.
Nazis and horse piss. Great topics.
Oh, yeah.
We got great topics, and we're just gonna keep them coming. So tune in all the time. This week, we want to sample because of the warm weather.
Yes.
Obviously, I've already been
Slightly warm in Ohio. I've seen people in shorts today.
Yeah, I saw a lady in shorts today. We walked the kids up from the bus stop, and there was a lady out in shorts just taking a walk. Like what the fuck? But I mean, it's 40 degrees in Ohio. Yeah, we're gonna break out the shorts.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well.
And so, in honor of that, we're gonna do some tequila shots. We're gonna drink a little Corona with a lime.
I'm gonna get me one of these Coronas here.
Get you some. This is actually Hornitos. I've never had it.
I think I've had it once before. I don't think I've ever drank it straight. I've had it in like a mixed drink or something. But
yeah, like I might have, depending on whatever.
I'm not a giant tequila person, so
tequila has a special place in my heart. It always makes me have fun, and it makes me happy.
Okay.
I'm not one of those guys, which there are a lot of people where it's like, I can't drink whiskey because I get angry, or I can't do this because I get mad, or I want to fight. Basically, liquor just makes me drunk and I have fun. So, tequila, though, kind of makes me a little bit more on the, happy side. So I do like.
So you still have an emotion from it, but
yeah, but it's not so much that I can't drink a tequila because I get in trouble.
Tequila.
Yeah, and we're gonna do. I mean, we can do it with. Do you want training wheels for it?
Nah, I'm fine. I got Corona. I got a Corona with a lime in it. I'll be good after that.
I'm gonna do the traditional tequila shot where.
Okay.
Isn't
it a lime, not a lemon?
Huh?
Is it a lemon, not a lime?
I don't know. Is it? I never. Usually I take it straight, but I did this. I prepared this for the. I prepared this for the.
At the bar, it's a lime, but I didn't know if you knew something. If you knew something more than me, it's salt lime.
I forget. I don't usually take tequila shots. Well, then I got limes.
Yeah, salt shot, lime.
Yeah, lick, shoot, suck. Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, you got some salt too.
I do.
You got all prepared? Now I feel bad. Well, now let me join you, I guess. All right.
You know, limey bastard.
You're gonna have 1 second pause when we're sucking on limes.
I don't even know why.
ASMR for it.
I bought lemons for no reason. Then I learned about lemons for no reason. I bought limes for the Coronas, and I bought lemons for no reason.
Damn good time.
Cheers, damn good time.
I still don't know what salt's all about, but I mean, I love salt, so
yeah,
it's fine. But
that's a super smooth tequila.
I'm assuming the salt's there to clean your palate out a little bit.
Or I think a lot of it too is just so you don't taste what you're drinking.
100%. Like now, I just taste lime, right? Salty lime.
Right.
I should just tried the tequila straight up.
Right. You want to? I mean, we can.
I might have a little bit left. Yeah, I do.
It's smooth.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not a tequila guy.
Yeah.
Never been.
No. That's crazy.
There's times for it, I guess, right?
Right.
But it's not like.
And the time is spring, summer, which we're getting into.
Margarita.
I'm super excited about it. Like I was standing outside and I got sunlight in my face and it felt amazing. Like amazing. But then I came to the grim realization, like, oh shit, I got to start mowing the grass again. And
all right, this is all gonna melt. The yard's gonna be wet, and gross.
Yeah. Well, and then because we got 2 dogs, and
dogs.
So now whenever all the snow's melted, all you see is like dog shit everywhere. So that's I'm just gonna mow it over. It's fertilizer.
Well, you got little ones. I gotta go out there and pick that up.
Oh yeah, you got big old turds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You big old turds.
Half human.
Yeah.
Maybe they're human. I don't know.
Corona limes, always a good choice. Hornitos Clear is that's a good one.
I became more of a Dos Equis guy though. Mm-hmm. Well,
Oh, for Mexican beers?
Yeah.
Or Hispanic beer?
Yeah. Dos Equis, I like a little bit. It's a little bit on the heavier side.
Yeah.
But even like Dos Equis with lime, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I still don't mind Corona.
I do. I remember there was a bar whenever I was in college at Hawken College. We had to drive 30 to 45 minutes away to a town called Okolona, and there was a bar there. This bar was fucking wild.
Okolona.
It was a hole in the wall, but they had a big like terrarium, I guess you would call it, or a big enclosure where they had a fucking python in it. And on Wednesdays, they would feed it a chicken.
Nice.
And they fed underage kids drinks. They didn't give a shit. So that's why we'd go there. Like, we never got to see it eat the chicken.
I don't know if they carried in Mexico. I don't know.
Huh?
Oh, this wasn't Mexico.
No, this is Southeast Ohio. So we'd go there, and we got an Okolona Corona, which instead of a Corona with a lime in it, it was a Budweiser with a lime in it. So apparently limes taste good in all beers, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried it before. I put limes in, like, Coors Light.
Yeah.
And, anything.
It was on their fucking menu, like Okolona Corona.
Sometimes I'm out on the lake and I'm, like, drinking a beer and I'm like, I'm going to put a lime in it so I get some vitamin C and I feel healthier, right?
Yeah, you limey bastard,
Yeah. I don't want scurvy.
Right, you don't want to get that scurvy. You want to have the vitamin C.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, so that's what we tried this week. Let's go into, how about some top 5 action?
Top 5, let's get it done.
This is a good one.
It's a good one. Top one.
I had a lot of fun looking back into it. I had a lot of fun revisiting a lot of movies that I've loved. And I've literally got 12 samples written down because I feel like a lot of ours are going to pass or, cover each other. So we've got top 5 of 90s comedies.
Yeah, looking back at these, it was tough. Like I said, I started going the 80s too. And there's like late 80s. I'm like, I wonder if he'll know. But I stuck to 90s, which ended up being like.
Yeah, you got to be honest.
I didn't get a whole lot. I got like 1 or 2 like real early 90s, and then everything like 95 and up was like classic gold. Classic gold. And that's just, I guess, like relates to our time frame, right? Because we were both born in the 80s.
Yeah.
So by that time, we were starting to actually understand some of this comedy. Now you look back at it, it's still hilarious, but it's, when we were kids, it was so funny.
And it's weird that this was our impressionable age. So a lot of these is what kind of shaped my sense of humor.
Right.
It kind of got me into that. This is why I quote movies, because these were the ones. This is what I grew up with. I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wait, I went first last week. You got to go first this week.
Oh, I get the number 1 seed, huh?
You get the number 1 spot.
There's only one number 1 pick for me. The man, the myth, the legend, Chris Farley himself.
Yeah.
Tommy Boy. 1995, that one came out. Just such a good movie, which, spun off him and David Spade doing a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, they were the tag team duo, for sure.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, Tommy Boy was the first one with those two.
Yes.
And it just killed it.
It's on my list. It was 95.
And you had it out of Ohio, right? You had the auto parts store out of Ohio. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to take over for his dad's auto parts store, and they go on the road trip. And it's just goofiness after goofiness after goofiness. And we still say lines from that show to this movie to this day.
Yeah.
I think there's not too many people that don't. I
still 100%, and I don't think anybody ever gets it, but like the scene where he's trying to fuel up the car and David Spade goes into the gas station and then he backs up and he rips the door off.
What'd you do?
Yeah. Anytime anything bad happens, I'm like, what'd you do? Like, just because of that. Honestly, because of that. Like,
I love it. Yeah. His expressions and the way his personality was awesome on screen.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate that he dealt with what he dealt with and all that. It's sad, but he was just he was a hilarious human being to watch on screen.
And David Spade was awesome too.
Yeah, David Spade was great too. He was a perfect counter to him, right?
Yeah,
like conservative little guy, whatever, and then this big jolly guy, it's perfect combo.
And then singing in the song, "Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby?" Right.
We start off in that, I think it was what, Barracuda, right?
Yeah.
They start off in that Barracuda, and it's like mint, pristine. He's like,
Oh, no, GTX. I think it's GTX. Yeah.
Okay. They start out in that car, it's mint pristine, and he's got like M&M's.
Right.
He's like, there's no eating in my car. And then they all roll down to his dashboard and shit. And by the end of it, it's like they got doors duct taped on.
And Chris Farley's just eating ketchup. He's like, I can hear you getting fatter. Everything about
which is great.
Movie. Yeah.
And then obviously it rolled into other movies. I'm not going to say them in case you want to pick them.
Lots of people go to college for 7 years. Yeah, they're called doctors. That whole movie is great.
And you end up quoting 2 different movies from that. You quote that one and Black Sheep. And if Black Sheep's on your list, I'm sorry. But that one and Black Sheep, it's kind of like 2 the same, right? It's 2 similar road trippy type ideas. They obviously saw the Tommy Boy successful, so they
Black Sheep is not on my list.
Okay. It was like my secondary on my list way down.
Yeah.
But now like a Tommy Boy, I don't need Black Sheep because Tommy was
great.
The alpha original of it. But Black Sheep was also phenomenal.
A great movie.
Kind of same premise, but yeah, it's the same.
I think I just chunked in my pants.
The very end. Was that a niner? Was that a niner in there? Were we talking about walkie-talkies?
Roads. Rowads.
Tommy like wingies. you know how many?
Tommy like wingies, Tommy White.
How many? Yeah, I'm jumping.
Okay,
I'm just quotes are everywhere.
It's kind of easy to mix them up, but
like you mix them up, but it doesn't matter because you know it's coming from Chris Farley, and you just enjoy it.
Like,
you just enjoy it.
David Spade's like, where the hell did that come from? He's like, what? It's like the whole chicken wing thing. He's like, well, I had nothing to lose if I didn't get chicken wings. I know we've got a half of meat lovers in the trunk that I get to leave.
Yeah. That's how you learn how to sell, right? So, and on SNL, I grew up watching him on SNL. Yeah. That was just big. Like Chris Farley to me was always like
he was
the most hilarious person.
He was the shit. He was awesome.
And I think I took a lot of that into being a person as I am too, just watching Chris Farley.
Right.
Being a goofy son of a bitch. We all like being a goofy son of a bitch, and he just made it crazy. But fun still. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I'm going to go and do Billy Madison.
I got to scratch that off now.
Yeah. That's definitely a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Sandler goes back to school to try and get his dad's company.
That Veronica Vaughn.
Hilarity ensues. Chris Farley's in that as the bus driver. Like, it's got Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
I forget the female actress's name, but like it's huge.
I had her pulled up. Her name, she's Veronica Vaughn in the show. But
Veronica Vaughn is one hot piece of piece. It's got so many quotables. Like,
me and her got it. No, you didn't.
The beginning, he's like, it's like, what month or what day is it? And then Norm Macdonald says October, and then Billy shoots up. It's like, it's Nudie Magazine Day. Like everything about it, it's great. I even remember this will date me to 5-star video or first run video in Bolivar. Mm-hmm. They had a 5-day rental thing, and I would go rent that movie, watch it every day for 5 days straight, go return it, and then re-rent it.
Oh my goodness!
So I watched Billy Madison every day for probably a good 2 months straight.
Yeah, we watched a lot of it too. Me and my brothers as kids.
Yeah,
I mean, even you remember down to the bathtub scene where he's fighting with shampoo and the swans. He's got like a swan.
Shampoo is better.
Conditioner's better. Shut up, Swan.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Yeah, stop looking at me, Swan. Yeah. I messed the quote up. He was, that's terrible. But yeah, no, like, I mean, there's little stuff. The little nuances in that thing.
Steve Buscemi is at the end, and he kills that guy.
I'm glad I made friends with that guy.
I'm glad I called that guy. Like, everything's so stupid.
Yeah.
Even the clown is like, hey, kids, it's me. I bet you thought that I was dead. So stupid, so awesome, so great. Billy Madison, obviously
your number
top.
one. I mean, that's a good number one pick.
And I get two. Right?
I know. I was split between that and Tommy Boy for sure.
Okay, so
I know you're gonna take my number two right now.
I don't know. My number two is gonna be. It's gonna be a little. I don't know. I'm just gonna say it. Cable Guy.
Oh no, it's not mine. Okay.
Cable Guy.
I didn't think I was. I liked it.
Cable Guy was 96. There's a lot of people that hated it. It got terrible reviews, but I fucking loved Cable Guy.
I love early Jim Carrey, right?
Yep.
So facial expressions, like all the stuff. And we're gonna. Well, there's another one sitting on the list that one of us might say.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
100%.
Jim Carrey's awesome.
Great movie.
That movie was great.
Did not make my top.
What's the sidekick or no the other actor Matthew Broderick? Is that Matthew Broderick?
On Cable Guy?
Yeah. I think that's his name.
Sorry,
I don't know.
I'd have to look back. Let me search it real quick. But you good? Yeah.
But yeah, like, oh god, even the scene where they went to the medieval times.
Right.
And Jim Carrey takes the skin off of his chicken and puts it on his face, and he's like, "Hello, Clarice. Got to say, oh my God." Like that was all ad lib. That was
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, that was completely ad lib, and you could see Matthew Broderick trying not to break, trying not to bust up laughing.
Right.
Like everything about that movie, I fucking loved it. And his name was Steven, so that kind of strung Steven, and he's like, "My lisp is gone," and then he punches him in the face like, "You stupid son of a bitch." so great. I fucking love Jim Carrey in that movie, and I love that movie. It's great. It got a bad rap. It should have gotten a better rap. But
it was just so weird, right? Like,
yeah.
There was no story to it. It was so like twisted and weird.
Gotta kill the babysitter.
And it was like a what do you want to say? Like a pop age type thing. Like they were talking about everything.
Oh,
but being dark about it. And it was weird. But now that's all all the fuck shit comes out now is all weird and all that.
And one of the backstories too, well, not backstory, but like a side story off of that movie is the Menendez brothers killed their parents, and that was like all the thing at that time is like the trial of the Menendez brothers. So they had fucking Ben Stiller in there playing those, and he's like, I don't know, he just looked Asian, and he just kind of sounded all Asian-y, like that whole
was so weird.
That whole side story of everybody watching the court case, the trial of that, that was hilarious too.
Yeah.
It's great. I fucking love that movie. So
yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, it was a little twisted, and I think that kind of threw everybody off at the time.
Yeah,
I think that's what happened. Now we have all these twisted movies, and they're very much accepted, and everybody wants something twisted nowadays.
Right.
You put Cable Guy out now and kind of redid it. Please put Jim Carrey back in it too now.
Right. So that concludes my number two. How about you, Cody? What's your number two pick?
I have to go with The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
The dude.
Yes.
The dude. I mean, you want to talk about an iconic movie of its time is The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Came out in 1998.
I got to scratch it off my list.
Yeah, you better be scratching it off your list because that is a classic.
It's a gold mine.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, you would talk about phrases and things we say in the day of the life that comes out. And the dude and the White Russian. I mean, when you go to a bar, sometimes you don't know what to order to drink. You're like, I'm a White Russian.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm the dude.
There was like a whole month or two in my college experience where that's all I drank was White Russians because of The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Because back then, we didn't have streaming services and shit. So I had a whole bunch of VHS tapes, and that was one of them. So me and John Fontana watched The Big Lebowski over and over and over again.
I feel like everybody owned it at some point in time. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I still have it on DVD at home.
And what the fuck that he writes out a check for 96 cents for for half and half.
Always in his robe and his slippers.
Yeah. And then like the nihilist is like, but my girlfriend, she cut off her toe. And one of those nihilists is Flea, like the bassist from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. And John Goodman's character was like this Vietnam War vet, like come back, like just crazy, and Joe Buscemi, blah blah, just being like the little like Steve. Oh, did I say Joe? Yeah, Steve.
Dumb some bitch.
Well, there's Joe too, right? But Steve. It was like perfect setup, and like the whole movie's kind of just crazy, chaotic a little bit.
Yeah.
Where this dude's just like in his apartment by himself. They get the wrong guy.
Yep.
And all hell breaks loose, and he's just like, all I want is my rug back. It's really tied the room together.
Really tied the room together. You think the carpet pisser did it, dude? I love when they first break in, they grab his bowling ball, and the guy's like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, obviously, you're not a golfer.
So many great scenes from that movie.
It's like, oh, fuck. He like dunks his head in a toilet, and he asks, I forget the question he asked him, but he asked him a question. He's like, I don't know. Maybe it's down in there farther. Let me check again. And then he's like, shoves his face in the fucking toilet again.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Where's the money?
The fucking money, Lebowski. Maybe it's down there farther. Let me check again.
It's just a great movie. The ashes scene.
Yeah.
And John Goodman's like spread them out in the ocean, and they have to go right back to his face.
Yeah.
In the Folgers can.
Where Donnie, Steve Buscemi's character dies, and the ashes come back in his face. Yeah. And even he's like, throw him the ringer. He's like, what do you mean? Like, throw him the ringer. Those are my whites, dude. This was laundry day. Like, it's a briefcase full of his undies. Just throw it over. Yeah. Great movie. Good call.
Yeah, I mean, it had to go down. I mean, you can say it's maybe not it's a hilarious movie. It is a comedy. It's a little bit dark satire comedy movie, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it just plays a little bit different.
Maybe a little bit more on the drama side, but it was made to be comedic.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just like a little more of a dry, unique humor.
Yes.
Than like Tommy Boy, my first pick.
Right.
Put those side by side, and you're like, oh, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's got to be my number 2.
Big Lebowski's great. Even whenever we lived down in Louisville, Kentucky, they did Lebowski Fest. Apparently, that movie's huge down there. They'd play the movie on like a big screen next to the river, and people would like show up dressed as their favorite Big Lebowski characters and shit. Like, it's definitely huge.
It's awesome.
That's a huge one.
With the Jesus.
You don't fuck with the Jesus. Shove it up your ass, and I pull the trigger till it goes click.
So many good lines, and just a unique, awesome movie for the time. I thought, but
great flick.
All right, what's your number 3, Mr.
Going to number
Schaefer?
3, I'm gonna have to do Ace Ventura.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna go ahead and encompass 1 and 2 because those are the rules. I get both, right?
that's fine.
Ace Ventura first, and When Nature Calls.
Yeah, I actually don't have it on my list. So I mean,
you don't have Ace Ventura on your list?
No, not on my top list.
I fucking loved Ace Ventura.
It's on a deep list, but it's not on my top list.
Yeah.
Hilarious for sure.
Great. Jim Carrey at his best.
Another one where, yes, lines from that come up every day.
Yeah. He gets
it's
that
hot in there.
he gets that first dog, and she's like, how could I ever repay you? And he's like, well, there was some damage to my car. It was what he said, he's like, it's top floor, so I had to fill it with premium. And then she starts blowing him like so he's like, okay, and then the fucking pigeon that he's trying to find, and at the end he ends up fighting with the eagle mascot from the Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh God, and Finkel and Einhorn and Finkel. And then he's like, Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel, oh my God. And then, because he made out with Einhorn. Like, yeah. Ace Ventura. When Nature Calls 2, the second one, it was a little stretch, but it was still funny. Chicago. Yeah. I still like Chicago. And then the guy kneels down and is like, nope, you're out. You're out. Both of them, great flicks. Loved Ace Ventura.
Yeah, I mean, again, Jim Carrey. Doing Jim Carrey things.
Yeah.
Just crazy. Like Chris Farley, facial expression people. Just like their whole bodies move with what they're doing.
Right.
And that's comedy, It's
right.
expression comedy. And just love it. Just love it.
Right.
I mean, and then throwing him back to not SNL, but the what was the other skit show? Oh man,
In Living Color.
In Living Color, yes.
Yep.
I'm glad I had to Google that.
Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah. Oh my God, I loved Fire Marshal Bill when I was growing up. Like we could have Fire Marshal Bill came on, you're like, oh my God, it's Fire Marshal Bill.
It was the best.
And just blow himself up or half kill himself. And it was just hilarious. Yeah.
He did crazy
Hey,
stuff.
kids, this is what you do when I do. Throw TNT into a bonfire. Let me tell you something. Just great stuff.
Jim Carrey's the best.
Yeah.
So, you got number 3. What's your number 3?
I'm going to throw out basketball.
Ooh, that's not even on my list.
I loved basketball. So Trey Stone, Matt Parker, creator of South Park. Not a lot of people know about this movie, so I always have to let people know what it is.
It's a great one.
It's a hilarious movie. Mm-hmm. It's about two basically deadbeats who are trying to make it, and they have a sport created in their driveway with basketball, but they call it basketball, so it's baseball, basketball mix. But you're allowed to basically make fun of the people and do different things.
Yeah, you can taunt them while they're getting ready to shoot. That's actually where I got the nickname Skidmark Steve.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
In the beginning, they showed up to that party and oh, it's Skidmark Steve, how you doing? And he's like, oh, great to see you guys. And then he's obviously a well-off dude, and they're still losers or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I just watched it a lot. I thought it was hilarious.
That's one that I found in the $5 bin at Target on DVD, and I watched it so many times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it ever got super popular or anything like that. Or I don't even know if it made theaters. But
I hear your mom's going out with
Squeak.
Squeak.
And I nicknamed one of my brother's friends Squeak, and it was hilarious. The night I did it, I remember we're sitting in a cabin out with my dad was down visiting, and we were all playing cards. I looked over at Brady. Me and Brady were just watching the movie. I'm like, does he remind you of Squeak? And Brady just started dying laughing, and then the nickname stuck, and I don't think he ever watched the movie and knew what it was. So, Squeak, if you're watching this, I apologize, but your nickname's still Squeak.
I'm going to talk off air, because I know that dude. I know exactly, I see his face, but I can't remember his real name.
I'll tell you who he is, but that's fine. I'm not going to say his real name.
Right.
He's good. He's a super good dude, but I just came up with it for him, and I don't know why. But there's a lot of fun little quips and stuff out there, and it's just hilarious.
Even, the one scene where what's her face? Yasmin Bleeth.
Yeah.
She's in the locker rooms with him, and then it pans down to these contracts that you're supposed to sign or whatever, and you just see shaft of their giant dicks, and one of them turns real quick and
giant dog. I mean, huge Scott. I don't know. She just runs out of there, and they're like, "What?"
It was so good.
Yeah, it's just those guys having fun making a movie. You know, they've been doing South Park for so long at that point in time, and made it with South Park, and they were just killing it, and they decided to make a movie, and it's just a goofy buddy movie. Kind of. It
was great. I mean,
they're buddies at the beginning. They have a fallout, and then they come back together, and it's just one of those good feel hard buddy movies that don't make any sense.
Right.
And it's slapstick comedy, but it's hilarious.
It probably didn't hit billboards or anything or blah 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 blah.
No, absolutely not.
Great movie. So,
where are we at? We at your number 4?
I'm going to my number 4, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. All right.
I beat you to it.
Yeah, it was right there, but that's fine. I was gonna put it in my top 3. I was gonna put it above basketball, but
I mean, baseball's good, but Dumb and Dumber though.
Dumb and Dumber's great.
Another Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And what the fuck?
Your picks are very Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
That's good.
I mean, that's 90s comedy a lot. Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
But Dumb and Dumber was great.
Yeah.
A lot of good quotes. I mean, the fact that he sells a bird with his head taped on to a blind kid.
I'd use that line all the time. And our pets' heads are falling off.
Yeah. And I still use, like you said, like, oh my God, and then this, and then that, and our pets' heads are
our pets' heads are falling off.
It fits for everything.
Yeah.
Even when they're in the bar and he walks out and he sees the newspaper posted on the wall and he's like, no way. We landed on the moon. And Jeff Daniels, that's the other guy.
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels is like, there's your skis? Yeah. He's like, both of them? Yeah. Just dumb shit. Big gulps, huh? All right.
And when I thought things couldn't get even any worse, and then you totally redeemed yourself. He trades in the van for the little scooter.
Right.
Oh, God.
Great movie.
Yeah.
It spawned off
Samsonite.
It spawned off a shitty movie.
Yeah.
And then it spawned off an okay movie. The one where Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels come back in that sequel. It was okay, but it wasn't great. But the original.
You really can't come off an original like that. I mean, there's no way to do that.
And when Jeff Daniels is taking a shit.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite scenes is when Jeff Daniels is taking a shit because Jim Carrey put all that Turbo Lax in his coffee and he's going to go out on the date. Jeff Daniels is just sitting there just shitting his brains out.
Yeah.
The way he lifts his legs up and everything. It was great. So,
you know, back to slapstick comedy, Just
dumb shit, slapstick comedy. Yeah.
Dumb, fart, poop.
You don't have to think too much
good
about
time.
it.
Yeah. You just have a good time with it.
You don't have to think too much about it. You just gotta be along for
And
the ride.
when we're young kids, we like it.
Yeah.
Fun,
Yeah, because that was hold on, I got it written down here. That was 94.
It's 94.
94 is when that came out. So I was a super young kid.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in 85, so that's
Yeah, I would have been 11 years old.
Yeah.
Because I was born in 83, so yeah, I'd have been 11 years old.
Yeah.
Watching Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that stuff's hilarious.
It was great.
So this prefaces our time frame right there. If you people are following along, I'm 35. Steve is 37.
30? Ooh.
Right, you're 36 or 37? 37.
37.
So
I can
that kind of gives you why these movies might be funnier to us.
I can legally round up to 40 now.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ugh.
Sorry for all you 40-some people there. We're not old. We're young guys.
Yeah, we got 40-year-olds out there listening like, shut the fuck up, you little baby.
Assholes.
You little baby bitch.
Yeah. I remember watching that movie when I was 30.
Yeah.
You dick.
Stop being a little baby. Okay, so what's your number 4?
My number 4 has to go to another legend of comedy. Bill Murray himself. Groundhog Day.
Bill fucking Murray.
I gotta do Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day's dope.
I think it needs to be thrown out there. I remember, not only because I think I enjoyed it as a kid, I think my parents enjoyed it a lot too. So I had to put it in there because I think there's other comedies I could have picked over it that I enjoyed as a kid more.
Yeah.
But I think this is one that everybody enjoyed, right?
It was a good flick. Like
I think Big Lebowski could probably hit that too. Actually, Big Lebowski, if you watch now, it's kind of like I watched that as a kid. That's crazy.
Right.
And I probably actually enjoyed Big Lebowski more in my 20s than I did when I was a kid. Right. I don't even know if I watched Big Lebowski when I was a kid.
Probably not.
But now that I watched Big Lebowski probably 5 years after it came out or something later.
Well, Lebowski was 98.
Yeah. Groundhog Day is 1993.
Yeah.
It just a good movie.
I really enjoyed the premise too of just reliving.
Yeah, and what you would do, right?
Right.
So he starts off being kind of like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then progresses into be like, well,
and then at one point he just has fun with it too. Like he's just like, fuck you, and like
basically he goes through all of it and he starts killing himself all the time and like he's like, this is terrible. This is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, once he realizes it's just repeating.
Yeah, and it's kind of a feel good comedy where he's like, and that was the whole premise, right?
Yeah.
So the whole premise was,
and then if eventually
quit being a douchebag.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself in life, and then maybe you'll actually get out of this.
And then go through with life.
And then he finally got to sleep with his chick, but not by manipulating her.
Because he fell in love.
Love
is the answer.
And he would like go and save everybody and play the piano and do all these different things. And then
I just stuttered a lot there.
We're gonna put that in some kind of editing.
You learn how to be a better man, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, through that wake up and repeat format.
Yeah.
He learned how to be a better man, and sometimes I feel like I wish we had that in everyday life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Just how can it'd be easier to be better as a person if I could just replay this day over and over and over again.
But it's also a very funny movie. Like, we're talking comedy here. It's still very funny. Like all the things he did, robbing the banks and like the gopher and like him getting pissed off. I think he like punches the gopher at one point. Like all kinds of things happen in the movie that are hilarious. And it's just Bill Murray being funny. And Bill Murray has a different sense of humor than a lot of it. I wanted Caddyshack, but I realized Caddyshack I think is like 89 or something like that.
90s.
I know. I wanted Caddyshack real bad.
Well, we'll get 80s comedies one of these days.
Yeah. Well, you already know why. Number one. Well, we're up there, but no, I love Bill Murray, so when Bill Murray included, and then Groundhog Day, I thought, it's still funny.
Yeah.
Like you watch it, you chuckle every time.
It's still a great movie.
Yeah. It's not any kind of weird humor like any of the other ones we might have mentioned, but it's still it's hilarious. I think everybody watches it. Everybody has a good
When
time
that one come out, did you write that?
93, I said that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, I'm going to say Groundhog Day, and I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you, sir.
We are on our last ones. This is going to be hard because I wrote down 12 different things, and some of them I've said, some of them you've said.
Oh, God, if you pick one, I actually don't have a backup here. Wait, I do, but I don't.
I'm going to go with... This is late 90s, Austin Powers.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to hit the whole franchise. Because I know some of the sequels and shit were past 90s. But Austin Powers was...
That's fine. I don't have Austin Powers at all.
But it was great. It was like that, like Leslie Nielsen Airplane and Naked Gun type humor, where it's like literal humor.
Exactly. Yeah.
Slapstick. Like it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I loved all of them. Every single rendition of Austin Powers was great.
No, I can't. I mean, I probably literally watched each one 10 times at least.
Yeah, Mike Myers is hilarious.
He's grown up.
He's a huge, funny dude. Like,
yeah,
it's great. So, and then even the first one, well, shit. I was going to reference the female actor, but I can't. Elizabeth Hurley. That's her name. Elizabeth Hurley was hot as shit. Beautiful. Like, it was fun to look at. Funny. Everything was great. There's others I probably should have went with, but I went with Austin Powers.
I like it. I mean, Austin Powers is good. Yeah, everybody, to this day will be like, I want to do the Austin Powers parking move here. Yeah. But he's got the mini Cooper. He's like,
when he's stuck in the hallway.
I got it. And they ran after that.
Yeah, when you try to do a 7-point turn, you're like, I'm going to Austin Powers it out of this. Like,
and Mini-Me and Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
You know, he does all the multiple actors in that whole thing. Like, he's literally 6 different characters.
I mean, even Will Ferrell was in the first one.
Yeah.
In a small part. But yeah.
Hilarious.
Great movies. All of them are great.
And everybody knows them by heart. And, you know, $1 million.
I can't remember Seth.
What was the first one that came out? Just Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me? Was that the first one?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
I think it was Spy Who Shagged Me, and then... Or no, I think it was just Austin Powers, Man of Mystery, and then Spy Who Shagged Me was second.
Oh,
and then the third one was something different, but...
I don't know. You know, I'd have to rewatch them again, but, you know, I know back then, like when it first came out, it was hilarious.
It was a hit.
And it was a smash hit.
Right.
And that's why they made multiple of them. And they continue to be funny.
It's like when they ritualistically shaved my testicles. There's nothing like a shorn scrotum.
He's shocked with freaking laser beams.
Freaking laser beams attached to their freaking heads.
How hard is it?
Okay, so that's
still my mojo.
That gives me 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh well, no 5.
Must be your 5.
You're on number 5.
Okay, I'm gonna end it with another cult classic. Office Space. Was it?
That was on my list.
Yeah, I figured. I had to scratch out a couple, so it ended up being Office Space. Office Space.
Was 99.
Another one that I don't think I appreciated till I was a little bit older.
That is great.
But hilarious.
Yes.
Hilarious movie. And even now more so. I think I would enjoy rewatching that again. You know, just your modern day grind at the office.
Yeah.
Bullshit that everybody gets tired of.
Why can't I think of his name? This dude that wrote Beavis and Butthead. Mike?
Not Cohen, is it?
No.
Here, let me pull it up real quick.
It's not Cohen, but yeah, like that movie was great.
I should have had that written down, but it was my backup, so
you got the guy that
I'm pulling up right now.
Worried about
Mike Judge.
Mike Judge, yes.
Yep.
Mike Judge did that. Mike Judge is a great person, but he did that movie. That movie was awesome. Everything about it was awesome. He had Jennifer Aniston in her prime.
Right.
You know, well, it's even now still is her prime. Like, that woman never ages. But, yeah, great. Like, everything about it. Have you seen my stapler?
Oh, the whole Mike Bolton thing. Like, oh, you're Mike Bolton. Yes. They bring him in. Like,
I can't believe they compared me to that ass clown. It was the first time I ever heard the word ass clown, and that stuck. Like,
in the whole scene where they're out there destroying the Predator. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Yes, yeah. Ghetto Boys. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. First time I ever heard that song. It's great. Like, there's a lot of my upbringing that came from that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna go ahead and need you to come in on Saturday.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Hey. Hi. Hey.
TPS reports.
And then you got his neighbor. He's like, "Hey man, turn on channel 9. The girl's tits are out."
He's like, "What would you do if you had $1 million?" He's like, "I don't know, man. 2 chicks at the same time."
2 chicks at the same time.
It's like, where do you think you're finding 2 girls? He's like, I don't know, man. But if I had $1 million, I'd probably find those 2 girls anyway.
Yeah. Or what? It was like, what kind of girls do you think would do that? Or no. Oh, he's like, same kind of girls would double up on a guy like me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Which that's what's his name? That's
he was in
I'm gonna pull him up. Dietrich Badger. He's in Bader. Dietrich Bader. He's in.
I know he's on Whose Line Is It
Drew
Anyway?
Carey show.
Drew Carey show.
Yeah, like he's just kind of like B-list actor, but he's like everything. But he's got like long hair and a goatee. And
right.
Like, he's a construction worker in the whole thing, and that's where he ends up.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of it, as being just working in the construction, so in the office. But yeah,
it's great.
after they try to steal microtransactions of money. But I just thought it was a good movie. The premise of it, I think I picked two movies where I was not watching it in the 90s, but they were 90s movies that I watched. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, you probably watched it in the 90s, but
maybe, yeah.
You appreciate it more. You appreciate
it more in the 2000s.
When you're a little older.
But yeah, no, that's a couple good lists right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I got some other ones I could add to it, but I think that's pretty solid.
I'm going to give you some honorable mentions, and then you can do some honorable mentions. My honorable mentions would be Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, got that.
Half Baked.
Got that.
And Hot Shots.
Don't have that, but
Hot Shots with Charlie Sheen. Yeah. So, what else is on your list that didn't make top 5?
Christmas movie that I was always told I looked like when I was a kid was Home Alone.
Yeah.
So I looked like Macaulay Culkin when I was Macaulay Culkin age. Yeah, when we were both that same age. And I had Black Sheep, the other Chris Farley movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if we said that one. I think I mentioned it earlier.
We did not.
That's it. Other than that, we crossed over completely. So
yeah.
We definitely we crossed over a lot. There was a lot of scratch outs, so that's good. No.
Right.
I mean, they were the best 90s comedies right there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some I'm sure my wife and your wife have the romantic comedies.
Well, and there's some other bullshit ones.
There's a lot of romantic comedies that we are missing the boat on.
Rom-coms, but they're not comedies.
They're still comedies, Steve. They're still comedies.
But they're romantic comedies.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. We need comedies.
Well, we'll cry at the end of it. It's fine.
Okay, real quick. One that was, because I researched to make sure that I knew my list. I saw one that was on Netflix. It was Can't Hardly Wait. So I watched that piece of shit. That movie sucks. That was apparently towards the end of the 90s.
Oh, God, that hurt. About spit my beer in the microphone. I had to hold it back so I didn't.
It was a piece of shit. That movie sucked. I hated it. Just figured I'd throw that up. But during my research, I saw that, and I saw it was on Netflix, and I watched it. It's a piece of shit movie.
Yeah.
But it also made me realize how fucking old I am.
Yeah, we're just getting up there a little bit.
Yep.
But other than that, I think there are a couple good lists.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta put these on for a poll so people can vote.
Yeah, we need to figure out a little more of the social media stuff, how to add or do a poll. I know we can do it probably pretty easy on Twitter, but can we do one on Facebook? Because
we can do Facebook poll.
Most of our following is
Twitter
Facebook.
Poll. We can do some different poll. We'll figure it out. But we definitely need and hope and wish that you guys would. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button.
Yep.
It's going to help us to keep doing this stuff in the future and maybe monetize a little bit so we can get better equipment.
Yes.
That'd be awesome. And then
it helps more with subscribership for sure.
And it gets us out there more. And that's what we really want to do. We want to get out there more so more people will watch us and then see if they like us. But
share it with your friends.
If you don't like us, don't do it. We'll come fight you. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We'll fuck you up.
But no, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm asking too nicely now. Do it.
Help us out.
Do it.
Spread us on. Pretend like we're little bits of butter.
Steve's gonna blast our logos up right here in our follows. ADGT.
You'll see all the stuff.
ADGT.
I'm gonna work on the audio, the editing part of it to get cooler buttons and things and stuff.
I seen when I found out that most of our friends thought when the ADGT came up, that was you, not me.
No, that's you, 100%.
I know, but most of our friends were like, I love when Steve goes, ADGT. I said, that's me. And they're like,
that's Cody's.
I thought that was Cody. I'm like, that's me, baby.
But yeah, so that pretty much concludes the show. How'd you do?
I did all right.
Did you have a damn good time?
I had a damn good time, sir.
I was gonna cheers you out here, but I don't have a.
You don't have anything?
Nope.
Oh my goodness! What is this man doing?
Here, let me pour a shot. I'll pour a shot.
Let's pour a couple shots real quick here to end the show out. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this show. Hopefully the audio is way better. Hopefully I didn't get smashed by the second half. I don't think I did.
I think. Well, we're
a work in progress. This is episode 3.
Cheers, buddy.
To episode 4.
I love you.
Love you too.